It is time for Lions and Broncos analysis, breakdown, and prediction video. In this video, we're going to do offense versus defense, defense versus offense, and at the very end, give you my thoughts, what it takes to win, see who wins at the end. Let's go. Let's get to 300 likes in this video. With your help, it can happen. The more likes we get, it does put and push the video out there via YouTube algorithm, so that would be greatly appreciated. Let's go ahead and get this bad boy. Lions are favored on Saturday. It's an 8:15 p.m. game, primetime game. Total over and under is 47. Underdog here is the Denver Broncos at 4. It's a really interesting game and a really interesting matchup. You have two teams here, one kind of trending down and the other one kind of trending up, both trying to make a postseason run. You have the Detroit Lions here with a record of 9-4. Scoring offense, they're putting up 26.2 points per game, 7th in the NFL. Scoring defense, they're allowing 24.2. That's 25th in the National Football League. Denver Broncos here, 7-6. Scoring offense, 22.1, 14th in the NFL. Scoring defense, 23.8, 24th in the National Football League. These kind of stats here are a little bit skewed, though, because the Detroit Lions have been trending down a little bit, both offense and defense. And Denver Broncos, as you know, is like the hottest team in football. A ton of wins. Defense really stepped up after the Denver Broncos game where they gave up 70. Defense looking pretty good, if you ask me. So I got a question for you. Who do you got in this game on Saturday night? Odd time for a football game. Do you have the Denver Broncos? Put D-E-N, Den, for Denver Broncos. If you think the Detroit Lions are going to get a W, it's simple. Put D-E-T in the comments below. Let's get in some injury news here. And look, folks, I'm recording this video on Monday because while you're watching this, I am an airplane all the way to Dallas, Texas, so I had to record this early. So the latest Lions injuries here is Frank Ragnow. I think he's questionable for this game. I have no update at this point. Maybe we'll get a couple as the days rolls along, but he's been dealing with some injury issues with the knee and, of course, the toe here. For the Denver Broncos, you got Perrine, running back there, questionable. Again, don't know if he's going to play. We'll know more as time comes on for these injuries and, who can play and who cannot play. Let's get the matchups here. You have the Detroit Lions again, scoring offense, 26.2, 7th in the NFL. Going against points per game of the defense, they're allowing 23.8, 24th in the NFL. Again, I am going to take the over for both. I think the Lions are going to score some points in this game, and just because they're at home and it's in prime time and their offense get back on hook there. Total yards per game, Lions are 400.6, third in the NFL. Total yards per game, they're allowing quite a bit, 377.4. Passing yards per game, Lions are 390.3, fourth in the NFL. Passing yards per game, they're allowing 233.4, 24th in the NFL. Rushing yards per game, Lions offense is 137.5, fifth. And the rushing defense for Denver Broncos is the worst in the NFL at allowing 144.0. Big win for Denver here is that they got +6 turnovers, 7th in the NFL. Their defense is getting the football, and they're doing a really good job intercepting and recovering the ball. Let's switch it up here. Lions defense, they're allowing 24.2 points per game. That's 25th in the NFL. Points per game offensively is 22.1, 14th. I'm going to take the over on both. Yards allowed per game, 323.5, 15th in the NFL. Total yards per game is 324.2, 24th in the NFL. Again, I'm going to take the over. Passing yards per game, Lions are giving up 226.6, 18th. And passing yards per game, their offense only 185.8. Again, I'm taking the over. I think the Lions defense is going to get a little bit carved up. Rushing yards per game, Lions are falling quite a bit. 96.8, that's 9th in the NFL. Rushing yards per game for the Denver Broncos is 115. I'm going to take the under on both. Lions right now are not good in the turnover differential. They are -6. That's 26th best in the NFL. I do want to talk about today's sponsor today. That's Factor Meals, the #1 ready-to-eat delivery kit in America that can help you fill up on breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. This is chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. The holidays are here, and if you are too busy to plan out and cook meals like a lot of us are, and you want to eat well, then you need to get Factor. Factor will do that. You'll be ready to skip the trip to the grocery store. You don't need to worry about the preparation for chopping, cleaning up, throwing scraps away, and waiting in the oven for hours. Factor is fresh and never frozen meals. They're ready in just minutes because of their professional chefs already prepared for meals for you. Place in the microwave, take a couple of minutes, and you are good to go. If you're someone who travels in, on, and go for work, they have grain bowls, salad toppers, microwave meals you can have as well. Smoothies, so even if you don't have an access to a microwave, Factor is going to have you covered. Get started today. FactorMeals.com/LionsChat50. That's FactorMeals.com/LionsChat50. Code LionsChat. That will get you 50% off this holiday season. Take advantage of the limited time offer. Delicious meals, healthy, and you don't have to spend all the time cooking it yourself. FactorMeals.com/LionsChat50. Use code LionsChat50. One player you really got to look out for the Denver Broncos defense is Nick Benito. Right now, 20 solo tackles, 7 sacks, leading their team, 1 forced fumbles, 0 interceptions. This guy has been a force in the middle of this defense, and he's good at sacking the quarterback when he's doing some pass rush. Lions, they got a handful in this young man on Saturday. So question for you, who's going to win the game? Do you think the Detroit Lions win? Put D-E-T. Do you think Denver wins? Put D-E-N. Let's continue on and look at other individuals for this defense here. Jonathan Cooper, 5.5 sacks. Zach Allen, 5 sacks. Baron Browning, 3.5 sacks. P.J. Locke, 3 sacks. This Denver defense is smacking quarterbacks in the face. Sean Payton's gotten playing them well. This defense is revived. Lions' offensive line has got a massive problem, and they better stop the pass rush or it's going to be a long day for the Lions' offense. And, of course, when you look on their offense here, it's Russell Wilson. That's who the Lions got to worry about here for the Denver Broncos here. Mobile, dual-threat quarterback. I know he's older, 34 years old, but he's having some magic as of late. But he's only passed for 2,609 yards, a QBR of 49.9. That's 20th in the NFL. 23 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. He's not putting up gaudy numbers, but he's not screwing up either. And that's what it's all about. I feel like when you have a really good defense like Denver, you just don't want to screw it up. And that's what Russell Wilson's doing there. And again, he's still mobile even though he's old. Lions defense have problems with mobile quarterbacks. What have they done this year? Well, they started out rough. Lost to the Raiders. Lost to Washington. The big-time loss to Miami, 20-70. They defeat the Chicago Bears, who we just lost to. They lost to the New York Jets. But things started to change a little bit, and this is where the wins really started hitting. They lost to Kansas City. That was it. They started winning. Green Bay beat them, who we lost to. They beat Kansas City. Beat them down. They beat the Buffalo Bills. They beat the Minnesota Vikings. They beat the Cleveland Browns, a good defense, very good defense. They lost the Houston Texans, and I actually predicted them to lose this game, so I just think Houston's a better overall team. Then they beat the Chargers. This was this past Sunday, and that's when Justin Herbert, I think he broke his finger, his throwing hand on his hand, and they end up winning that game 24-7. So they're playing very well as of late. Very well. They're playing playoff football when you need them to play playoff football. So what the Lions got to do, watch for in this game, we got to run the football. They're the worst run defense in football. 0 excuses in this game. Run the football. Run with Jameer Gibbs. Run Jameer Gibbs. Run Jameer Gibbs. That's what the Lions got to do offensively. And, of course, you got to do some David Montgomery as well. Stop turning the football over. This team in Denver is one of the best in the NFL in getting turnovers. We're one of the worst football teams in turning the football over. We got to be non-existent on Ford Field on Saturday. Hold on to the football. If you have to punt, fine. Throw the ball away, fine. Take a sack, fine. Do not fumble it. Do not interception in this game. Don't do it. You do that, we lose this game. We got to play fundamental. Flags, flags, flags. Stop with the flags offensively. It's been rough. It seemed like this past game, it was a near flag every single drive. Stop it. Tackle when you have a guy. whether you're sacking the quarterback or whether it's just an open arm tackle on a running back or something. Tackle, our fundamentals have been off as of late. We got to get back to it. Got to get back to the little things to get back on track for the big things. Don't let Russ cook. We cannot let this guy come out here and look like Justin Fields and look like Dan Marino. Just can't do it. He's a little bit older. Yes, he has some magic in him, but we cannot make this guy look like the greatest quarterback of all time. We have to stop it. If you have the ability to take him down, take him down. Play fundamental in the secondary, get to the quarterback, and it's going to be quite difficult. Why? Because the Denver Broncos has the sixth best offensive line of football. Big mismatch, Lions defensive line versus their offensive line. Lastly, and least right now, Jerry Jacobs. AG, for the love of God, please do not put him on a number one wide receiver. Please give him help. This guy cannot be going against Cortland Sutton. If that is the case, we're doomed. He's still a good wide receiver. Put him in a position to succeed, please. Now, when it comes to this prediction here, I went back and forth. I think this is going to be a difficult game, and I think the Lions haven't lost back-to-back games yet, and we're going to continue that trend here. I got the Lions winning 28-27, but make no mistake about it. This is the game I'm worried about. This defense in Denver is great. They can travel offensively. They're sound. They're not making mistakes, and when you have that and you have a good coach in Sean Payton, that spells trouble for a team that's making mistakes and not fundamental. But I have the Lions coming back in a must-win game. They go ahead and get to 10 wins, and cool the Jets on some of us Lions fans who are getting a little bit antsy. But let me know in the comment section right now, what do you have for the winning of this game? What is your score prediction? Who do you got? Blow up the comment section. Let me know your thoughts below. With that said, folks, adios.